Hey everybody, Matt here for AVC and welcome back to the shop. Today I wanted to give you a quick tour of our latest 148 medium roof build out. First let's talk about some of the finishes we chose for this interior. We started with a solid bamboo ceiling. We did an upholstered wall kit here on the walls, and this is Burn Lagoon if you're curious. And then we did a 2Tech2 pre-cut flooring. This is a new product we're doing here at AVC. Came out super fast, really quick install, very happy with this product. Of course, that whole floor system is capped with our AVC trim and step. We did L-track in the back to manage our cargo, and that kind of caps out the rest of the interior. Up here under the passenger seat, we have an Espar furnace. This is the AS3B2. So it's the smaller of the Espar furnaces, taps into our gas tank. It runs just like a furnace at home, so it keeps you nice and warm, consistent operation, perfect for van life. Up here in the driving area, we added a couple of windows up here next to the kid's seat. So on the driver's side, we added an AMA 50/50 slider. This is my preferred window when we're sitting next to some kids here. If we did a full kitchenette here and we wanted to get open windows all the time, I might look at a T-vent window, but for the ease of use in kids, things like that, I like that 50/50 slider. Up next to the kid seat, we also did some charging stations. So I have a 110 outlet as well as some USBs. That way we can keep their iPads and travel entertainment plugged in and powered up for long drives. Back here in the kitchen area of the van, it's a pretty simple build out. So no water system, anything like that. Customer just wanted a fridge. So we have a 4.2 cubic foot fridge. We changed the handing for just easy operation. We also have a drawer here on top of the refrigerator. So we can get some extra storage in here, kind of just the essentials as we need them. But it also locks and it can become extra counter space if we need a little bit more room to work. On top of that, we have a Formica solid surface countertop. We're really liking these because they look clean all the time rather than like our all black paper stone product we've been using. But they're also super easy, low maintenance, nothing to really worry about with durability either. Back here in the bed area, we have an east-west bed, and this is 75 inches across and then a little over 70 inches wide this way. So a little bit bigger than a queen in some directions, but a little bit shorter. But if you're over 6 foot, let's say you might want a north-south bed. If you're under 6 foot or right at that 6 foot mark, these any pocket sleepers can be the perfect solution. So our any pocket sleeper lets you punch the bed into the thickness of the walls of the Transit without the need of doing those fiberglass bump outs on the outside of the van. Those things are pretty costly. They don't add that much room in the grand scheme, and I honestly don't like the way they look. So this is a really great solution for a lot of you out there. We also added a little kid's bunk bed here. So this thing is 60 inches wide and then 30 inches deep into the innie. It's just a simple bed for the kids, and that way the kid can sleep north-south, over the top of your feet, east-west here. Everybody can sleep in one medium roof van, which is really great, and it keeps everybody nice and cozy. Both of those beds are supported by our AVC manual bed system. So this is just an easy, movable bed system that can kind of change over the season. It's not something you'd want to do every day, but as your gear changes, summer to winter, it's a really great way to have some flexibility to your van. Now this system goes floor to ceiling in a medium roof, does the same height in a high roof van, but you're really not going to get your bed up much higher than this in the grand scheme. It can support a north-south bed as well as east-west bed, and it's designed to fit with our any pocket sleeper, so it's kind of an easy solution for any bed configuration. Inside the bed on both sides, we have some charging stations to keep everything powered up at night. So we have a USB and a 12 volt on both sides, so we kind of future-proof it that way. Whatever you need to add in the future, you can just plug into a 12 volt. We also have a 110 outlet here behind the kitchenette, so we can plug in devices on top. Like personally in my van, I run an electric tea kettle a lot, so we can just plug it in and warm up some hot chocolate, make a simple meal there if we need to. All of those power things are powered by the EcoFlow power kit, and that just has a touchscreen up here, really easy to use. You don't need a phone, anything like that, but it also pairs to your phone, so you can do a little bit more tricks with that if you need to. But this manages all of our solar charging, vehicle charging, as well as shore power, and it can make 110 and 12 volts for us as we need. While we're up here talking about control panel, I just want to point out, in addition to the touchscreen on the EcoFlow, we have our Espar controller, and that's our thermostat. We can set it and forget it. We also have 2-zone lighting. So we have 4 lights in the front and 4 lights in the back. And we can kind of modulate that lighting. If we want to keep it dark in the back and somebody wants to stay up front and read, they don't have lights blasting over the top of their head. Both of those are on dimmer, so we can kind of set things as we need. But let's take a look under the bed at that power system. Under the bed, we have our cargo lighting, so we can manage all of our gear under the bed. We don't have to search around in the dark for anything. But over here on the driver's side, we have our EcoFlow power kit. So this is the first time we've done a power system where it's not inside of a utility cabinet. And I have to say, I'm super psyched on how clean this EcoFlow kit is. We have a 2 kilowatt battery. We have our power hub that manages all the power inputs and outputs, makes our 110, all that kind of stuff. And then we have our fuse panel with all of our circuit protections built in as well. All of this stuff is plug and play. So if the customer wants to expand their 2 kilowatt battery into an additional 2 kilowatt or maybe a 5 kilowatt, it's as simple as plugging in that cable, changing a couple settings on the display, and they're ready to go. Really flexible, really clean, Couldn't be happier. Well, that's it for this medium roof 148 van tour. If you have questions about the build out, hit us up in the comments below and we'll take care of you there. If you want to get a build out just like this, go over to avcrig.com, use that contact form, and we'll get you started. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.